Hello, I'm Dr. Arthur D. Kemp, the Hammond Doc. In this video series, I am talking about insulation as it relates to the Hammond organ. Now, you can go back and watch the previous videos that I've made with regard to this subject. But I have here my VC 60B Plus sitting on the desk that I'm using to test the insulation of an AC line that I pulled from a Hammond organ. Now, let's take a look at it. This AC line. And you will be able to see why I removed this line, because when I see a line like this in a Hammond organ, I will tell the owner or the church or whoever the customer is that I cannot work on your organ until you allow me to replace this AC line. Then I'll be able to work on the organ. Because look at this. This line is obviously, the insulation is obviously brittle. Look at the wire is exposed. And this is the conduit through which the current flows, the electrical current flows. And so, this cable, this wire is so brittle, the insulation is so brittle, that I'm afraid to hold it in my hand and to allow a current to pass through it. Because what I'm going to do, because you can see, look at this naked area right here. You can see that this is obvious. You can see this. And you're talking about a fire hazard here. This is this causes human fatality. A person touching this naked wire while currents going through it can be killed, electrocuted. A musician can be shocked while playing the organ by touching the metal parts of the organ. If this is exposed like this, and you can cause a fire inside the organ, burn up the components of the organ, burn down the church or the house, all kinds of things like that. So it's important to change out that AC line when it's like this. Let me show you what this machine does, though. This instrument allows us to, now when you see this, you know to change it. But let me show you how it shows that this AC line is bad. Okay, I want to move that away from me, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to send 250 volts of electricity through that line. And here I go. Move that here, over there. And let's move it up. Turn this around so you can see it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to turn it on. Okay. Now, when I push this button, this is going to be the test. See that number change? When that changed from 1 and did this, and that changed from 1, that lets me know that this cable is bad. Watch this. There you go. There you go. So when you saw those numbers, that tells me that this cable is bad. Go ahead and turn this off. So now I know that this cable is bad by testing it. Now I can look at, as I said, I can look at this particular cable and tell that it's no good. Should not be used. Must be replaced. Okay. Somebody might say, well, Dr. Kemp, so that's obvious. This cable is no good. It's obvious. But what about a situation that's less obvious? Or what do you mean? What do you mean, Hammond Doc? Well, what if you have a cable that looks like this? And this is in your Hammond organ. So, I mean, it doesn't look brittle. But I removed this from a Hammond organ. Well, let's see why. Why? Because I looked at it and it's like, wait a minute. This doesn't look brittle. But But then I saw some things about it, and so I knew that I had to replace the AC line in this organ as well, the organ where this cable came out of as well. Let me show you. Let's test this cable. All right. Clip over here. And we're going to put the clip over here. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's turn it on. I don't want this touching me at all. Oh, bring it over there. Turn that on. Now, if this cable is good, that number will not change. If the cable is bad, the number will change. Look at the number. That number changed. Look at that number. See? The number changed. Look at that. See that number? Went from 1 to another number. It changed. See? That tells you, when I put 250 volts of electricity through there, right there, that this cable is bad. So I was right to have replaced it in this Hammond organ. Even though on the surface, at first glance at the cable, it looked like it was okay. But now watch this. I'm going to show you something else. See, my meter picked up on, now my eyesight, it looked like it was okay, but I had some question about it. It was questionable. I touched it, and I know what good cable feels like. I know what good cable, new cable feels like, but then I know what old used cable feels like as well, from years of experience. See, good cable is more flexible, more subtle, like, listen, like this. But old cable is, look, it's more stiff and hard. And when I touched the cable, that's what it was like. Oh, wait a minute. So then, look what happens when you start checking it out more closely. It's brittle. The insulation is brittle. Look at there. So this is brittle. And it cracks. See? So the cable may look like this. And in this case, other people had looked at this organ and worked on the organ, and they left this cable in it because it looked like it was okay. But when the Hammond doc did his initial inspection and felt that cable and knew right off, wait a minute, that cable is too stiff. That AC line is too stiff. And then when I did further investigation and saw this confirmed it. That line needed to come out of there. Now, if I had had my machine that I recently purchased and had put this machine on it, this machine would have told me that that AC line was bad. Even if I couldn't see, even if I didn't crack. Now see, and here's another thing now. This is not something that you would want to do to a cable if you're getting ready to play. It's Sunday morning, and you're getting ready to play the organ, and you don't want to be cracking the line. You don't want to be doing that. Only when you have time to change the AC line out is when you would want to do that. And you have the line to use. You have some of you have this stuff to replace it with. You have this new line to replace it with. Now, if you have this and you have the time to do it, then that's when you would do that. Otherwise, you do not want to be cracking the line just before you get ready to play on Sunday or Wednesday night or whenever it is you play the organ. You don't want to be, oh, let me go check. Dr. Kemp said, Hammond Doc said, I need to check my AC line before I play, and then you go in there into the inside. No. And furthermore, let me say this, that I don't do any of this stuff while the organ is plugged up to the wall. I unplug it, because I don't want any power going into the organ when I'm messing with this AC line. I mean, this is deadly current that's running through this line, and it can kill you. That current can kill you. You can die from touching it. So I wanted to say that, and I'm just showing you what I do. So I'm not advocating that anybody that's not trained in electronics go out here and start changing AC lines. You don't know what you're doing. Get a qualified technician, Hammond organ technician, to come in there, or electrician can do it. To come in and to change out your AC line, because some soldering is involved, and it needs to be properly soldered in the system. So you need to have it done correctly and professionally. To run that, you need that line to run professionally, and it has to be done right, because you cause a hazard if it's not right, and certainly if it's left in, you have a hazard on your hand anyway, and the insulation is bad on your AC line. So that's it for this video and this video series. So until the next video or series, once again, this is Dr. A.D. Kemp, the Hammond Doc, saying to you, I want you to have a peaceful and wonderful day. Peace out.